What do YouTube? It's your boy Bossni, and I'm back with another video, man. Today we're gonna be watching some guy, link to the original video in the top description, eat dollar store food for 72 hours. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I used to go to the dollar store a lot, and I'm mainly stuck in like the snack aisle and shit, but like every now and then I go to the back, and I noticed they got a whole lot of meat back there, pause. And they got a lot of canned foods, a lot of the normal shit just in like very unbranded small amounts. So like if you really wanted to, I don't know if how good it is for you, but you could really live off a Dollar Tree, bro. So I'm curious to see what this nigga's gonna do for 72 hours. We got a lot of options. My snack of the day, I got some chips. Some wild chips. These bitches are kind of ass, I'm not gonna lie, but they low-key hitting right now. I don't know why.
The next 72 hours, I'll be eating nothing but food from the Dollar Tree. And at first I thought I'd be surviving on things like Lunchables, but as it turns out, they have stuff like shrimp, chicken, kind of, and ribeye steak. So I'll be trying all those things. And at the end of 3 days, I'll let you know how much I spent and whether the food is 1, edible, and 2, worth trying for yourself. All right, let's go grocery shopping. I had scoped out the inventory at the Dollar Tree a few days beforehand, so I had a rough idea of some ingredients I could throw together for some meals. As a lot of you know, the Dollar Tree famously increased their $1 price point to $1.25 in 20.
Bro, that's why I don't go there no more, bro. They need to change their name if we're gonna change their prices, bitch. That shit adds up, bro. You buy 4 more additional things, it's a whole nother $1 plus tax. Well, yeah, they tax there.
22. And they also introduced a $3 and $4 and $5 price point for certain items. Skipped right over $2 apparently. But I want to say up front, for the most part, I stuck to the $1.25 items. The only exceptions were the salmon.
Hold on, they got a whole loaf of bread in that bitch for $1? Let me go back to that. Nigga, hold on. There's no way this is at the dollar store. It sure is. They got a whole shepherd's pie in that, or whatever that is. They got fish sticks. Look like it got more than 10 in here. For $1? Raw shrimp for $1? No, that's $5. Okay, I'm tripping. There's a big ass 5 in my face. He cheating, bro. Well, I guess it is from the dollar store.
The shrimp and the ribeye that I bought. All right, for my very first meal, I got to work making some biscuits. Unfortunately, I found a mix that was like a just add milk situation. At first, I didn't think they had milk because there wasn't any in the refrigerated section, but I found some on this regular shelf. I guess it's cool to just not refrigerate milk. I don't know. As I was mixing the batter, the consistency was a lot soupier than I had hoped, so they didn't really maintain their shape. They kind of looked more like cookies than biscuits. That cooking spray, by the way, also from the Dollar Tree. I also started to pre-soak these hash browns. The instructions call for cooking oil, which the Dollar Tree did not have as far as I could tell, so I was just gonna use margarine instead. Figured I'd see how it goes. The bacon looked surprisingly normal, like it was 4 pretty thick strips for $1.25. The biscuits finished baking and were pretty mound looking as I suspected. I went ahead and melted some margarine to pour on top. Unfortunately, there were no eggs at the Dollar Tree, and I'm pretty sure I remember seeing eggs there at some point, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, man, maybe that was like a Mandela effect thing. Anyways, I had to settle for some microwave omelets. I topped everything off with a little salt, pepper, and some Texas Pete, and there we go, a full breakfast.
Not bad, I'm not gonna lie.
I'd rate this meal a 7.5 out of 10. I mean, it was pretty good. I would have loved to make my own eggs, but these weren't bad. I described the biscuits as good, not great, and I'm sure the hash browns would have tasted better if I had used oil instead of margarine. But the bacon was the star of the show. When lunch came around, I decided to make chicken tacos. I was pretty surprised to find corn tortillas on the shelves. The chicken was bagged and not refrigerated, and I guess the closest thing I've had to that is like canned tuna. I'm just gonna go ahead and trust that this is safe to eat. It was like pretty gross looking as I squeezed it out of the bag, but I tried to season it with some minced garlic, some chili powder, and some cilantro lime spice. I feel like the canned goods really shined here, so I had some beans and some corn, and then I followed that up with some—
Man, why them beans look big as shit? I'm tripping. Them ain't regular beans, bro. Yo, them nuts.
And then I followed that up with some bagged items. There were some refried beans and some Velveeta nacho cheese. I topped it with sliced jalapenos, also from a can, and some shredded cheese. There was no salsa, which was surprising to me. I could have sworn they had some in the chips aisle, but no dice. Well, no, they did have dice in the game aisle, but there was no salsa. Finally, I topped the tacos off with some crushed corn tortilla chips. And for this meal, I'm going 8 out of 10. I mean, these were a lot better than I expected.
That should look nasty, cold, and unflavorful.
And I would say the jalapenos really helped. For dinner, I went ahead and got started on some chocolate cake batter that I was going to use to make some cupcakes. The only issue is that there were two key ingredients that were missing: eggs and oil. I have some friends that work in the food service industry, and they've mentioned that for people with allergies, you can sub eggs with unsweetened applesauce. So fortunately, Dollar Tree does have applesauce. And then for the oil, I decided to try to sub margarine. Internet said that should be fine. I also got some icing with Oreo crumbles to top the cupcakes off once they were done. Once those were in the oven, I got started on the main course, which was going to be jambalaya. Got this big old sausage link from the refrigerated section, as well as some diced tomatoes, some Cajun seasoning, some chicken broth, and a little bit of hot sauce. Now, most jambalaya recipes call for additional ingredients like celery, for example, but I had to make do with what I had. I also broke out the shrimp for this meal, so I thawed it and then peeled it and then started cooking it. The seafood in particular made me nervous. I don't know why, but I'm skeptical. Finally, I microwaved some bagged rice. And you guys, the sauce was actually looking and smelling amazing. The cupcakes also
so
finished.
Dollar Tree really turned themselves into like a mini grocery store, bro. Because I don't remember them when I used to be in the Dollar Tree time. They didn't have all this shit, or maybe I wasn't looking for it. That's probably what it was. I didn't know they had rice and shrimp and chicken. Like what?
Baking around that time. All right, and much to my surprise, the jambalaya actually turned out so well. I think
that's authentic. That looked like, same shit you get from Walmart or Publix. Well, probably not Publix, but
I overdid it on the seasoning because it was actually kind of spicy. And the shrimp, against all odds, was pretty good. The sausage, on the other hand, was not good. It kind of tasted like a big giant hot dog. But
why do you keep saying giant?
Overall, I'd give this meal a 9 out of 10. And keep in mind, this is like a Dollar Tree adjusted scale. This isn't like a Gordon Ramsay scale. Tomorrow, I'm thinking I'll try some sort of pasta dish, like maybe a chicken Alfredo or some sort of stir fry. Jury's still out whether eating at the dollar store is actually gonna save me money, but you know who can help you save? Rocket Money.
Yep, and that's where we skip.
For separate the cupcakes once I got there. So we're just gonna look right now. You wanna go ask your mom if you can have some? Here, I can help you get down.
Don't feed that young man that. You're gonna give him salmonella.
Ask your mom. What'd mom say?
No.
She said no, okay. And then I dug in. I'm guessing this has to do with the ingredient swap, but they were super crumbly and stuck to the paper cups big time. They tasted great, they were just kind of hard to eat. I'd go 8 out of 10. All right, the next morning for breakfast, I got to work on some blueberry muffins, and thankfully that was a just add water situation. I decided to pour the batter straight into the pan this time instead of using the paper cups to hopefully avoid the sticky situation from the cupcakes the night before. I'd bought this
You're gonna regret that
bag of frozen fruit labeled smoothie starter, and it
nigga, they got frozen fruit. Okay, Dollar Tree, y'all bougie now.
just said to add your favorite liquid like milk or orange juice or whatever. I tried going with some almond milk, one, because I was honestly really surprised that they had alternative milks, and two, turns out I'm soft and my stomach doesn't handle dairy as well as it used to. And
I don't know, bro. I'm not putting milk with my frozen fruit. Niggas do that?
despite what it looks like from my novice technique here, I have in fact used a blender before, but I'll just cut straight to the
nigga, that's dookie. Come on now. Why would you do that?
chase. The smoothie was pretty bad. Like, I guess just bland. I think it could have used way more strawberries and bananas and less spinach and whatever else was in there. But silver lining, I was thankful to work some fruit into my meal plan. The muffins saved the meal though and were actually pretty good. So overall, 7 out of 10. For lunch, I decided to go for some fancy grilled cheese. Fancy because I wanted to add in some lunch meat, a little bit of ham, and because I was feeling adventurous. So instead of getting their sliced American cheese, I got this block of pepper jack. I guess block is...
Hold on, what we at? 722? Nigga, they got blocks of cheese in that bit, bro.
But I want to say up front, for the most part, I stuck to the $1.25 items. The only exceptions were the salmon, the shrimp, and the ribeye that I bought. All right, for my very first meal,
He didn't buy that. He adding shit. I didn't see that in his cart. I said, I know they ain't got blocks of cheese.
of pepper jack. I guess block is maybe like too generous of a term. It was too thin to slice, but also too thick to just put right on there. I tried grating it, but it kept breaking into chunks, so I went back to trying to slice it, and in the end it was just kind of like a hodgepodge of cheese. Honestly, this would have been a perfect opportunity to use one of those Olive Garden cheese graters. I sliced the sandwiches. Looking back, probably should have used a diagonal cut, but hindsight's 20/20. And then I served it with a side of veggie straws. For dessert, I made some chocolate chip cookies that were just made from some pre-made refrigerated dough. I preemptively sprayed the baking sheet, but when I read the instructions, it said to put the dough directly on an ungreased baking sheet. sheet, so I had to go back and wipe it off. Joke's on me though, because somehow I undercooked the middle of the cookies and they stuck to the pan. Still tasted pretty good though. Overall, an 8 out of 10 meal. For dinner on day 2, I decided to go for that stir-fry meal instead of the chicken Alfredo. I feel like for a chicken Alfredo, the chicken really needs to be a main character, and after seeing the quality of the chicken the night before, I decided that a dish that was a little more heavy on the vegetables might help balance it out. They do have some pre-made meals in the frozen section, like this beef and broccoli dish, but I wanted to see what it was possible to actually cook using the ingredients available. So I started boiling some spaghetti noodles, started cooking that bagged chicken, and then added a bag of frozen vegetables, this stir-fry mix, plus some mushrooms from a jar that I found in a different section of the store. And all of that was cooked in this teriyaki marinade. I would say the finished product wasn't bad, like it wasn't as good as the jambalaya, but still a solid meal, so I'll go 8 out of 10. For dessert, I had some mochi ice cream balls, which if you've never had it, it's a Japanese dessert that's basically ice cream rolled in sweet rice dough. I'd give that a solid 9 out of 10. Great portion size.
I'm not liking his ratings, bro. Everything can't be that good.
Day 3 arrived, and that was a big deal because day 3 was ribeye day. Just as a side note here, feeling great at this point. Zero negative side effects from the food I was eating. For my final breakfast, I decided it was a good chance to try out the waffle maker I got in case I get the opportunity to make some waffles for the Jonas Brothers. As I was mixing the batter, it took me a while to get the consistency that I wanted, and just when I thought I had it perfect, I saw some fine print saying that there were different instructions if you were making waffles instead of pancakes. It called for eggs and oil, classic, so I added some applesauce instead, and then I had to go through the whole song and dance again to get the consistency back where I wanted it. I was nervous about messing the waffles up, but I think I did a pretty good job. The sausage was just microwave sausage, and the orange juice was like a Donald Duck brand, but it looks pretty fancy once you put it in
shit. Look how thick it is. You know that shit, man.
Mason jar. I topped the waffles off with margarine and syrup, and they were delicious. I would say maybe not as crispy as waffles should be. They were just kind of floppy, but still super tasty. Sausage was decent.
I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10.
Orange juice was great. This was a 9 out of 10 breakfast. For lunch, I decided to cook up some salmon. People kept asking me if I trusted salmon from the dollar store, and I think the answer is like, I don't know. I mean, I think it should be fine, right? I made a garlic lemon butter sauce to cook the salmon in and seasoned it with salt and pepper. And while I was cooking that, I microwaved some frozen asparagus. And you guys, honestly pretty solid. The lemon butter glaze helped a ton.
It's pretty good.
Asparagus was pretty solid as well. I'd give that meal an 8.5 out of 10. And for dessert, I had a little ice cream sundae in a cup. When I opened it, they had one of those like flat wooden spoons. And I immediately tossed it to the side because I had a real spoon, so it was almost laughable that I would use that. Joke's on me though, because on closer inspection, you actually needed that spoon to open this second layer of paper to get to the ice cream. Ice cream, I'd say 9 out of 10. Wooden spoon, 0 out of 10. All right, y'all, and for my final meal, it was time for banquet night. For night 3, I was having ribeye steak, mashed potatoes, and green beans. The steak was 5.5 ounces, and I'm pretty sure it was in the $3 section, but you just get the one steak as opposed to the salmon where you get 3 of them in there. I decided to break out the cast iron skillet for this one. As a disclaimer here, I am not a cast iron skillet aficionado, so I'm sure there are things people would do differently. All I ask is that there are no debates about how to clean a cast iron skillet in the comments section. Once again, no oil here, so I resorted to margarine and garlic. I used some steak seasoning that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. So this one was a little tricky for me, so I wanted to leave it tender
That shit look disgusting.
and cook it medium rare, but I also wanted to make sure it reached a safe internal temperature, especially because I feel like I kind of rushed the thawing process. My meat thermometer also didn't really seem to be working, but I'm sure it'll be fine though. Like, what could go wrong? And I always do this, but I ended up filling my kitchen with smoke as I cooked the steak. The mashed potatoes were a mix that just required boiling water, so I assembled those and then microwaved the green beans. I topped the steak and the mashed potatoes with margarine for good measure, and then I also added some crispy
He gotta check his cholesterol, but all that butter.
onions to the mashed potatoes because I thought it would look fancy. All right, the moment of truth. I
I don't really like steak or red meat like that, so I don't even know if that is a good looking steak or not, but let's see the inside.
cut into it and it looked like a pretty good color,
So yeah, hell nah.
or like not too overcooked.
Call me childish all you want, I'm sorry.
When I tasted it, I realized that it was pretty over-seasoned, and looking back, I do remember something on the package about it being pre-seasoned, so I probably didn't need to season it a second time. It had a pretty
The meat was pre-seasoned. They do that?
peppery taste. Anyways, I'm not gonna sit here and say that you could serve this thing in an Outback steakhouse. I think that would be offensive to my Australian viewers, but I definitely couldn't believe that I'd gotten this thing from the Dollar Tree. The tenderness was good, but not great. Like, there was a fair amount of grizzle on one side that I couldn't chew through, but it wasn't enough to ruin the experience. Overall, I'd give this meal an 8.5 out of 10. And again, before you get mad, this is a Dollar Tree adjusted scale, not like a Michelin star rating. The mashed potatoes were delightful, and the crispy onions did end up being a nice touch. Green beans I probably should have seasoned. And to cap off my 72-hour experiment, I had a few scoops of cookies and cream ice cream. Fairly freezer burnt, but by the end of the bowl, it had gotten pretty melted and smooth. All right, after 3 days and 9 meals from the Dollar Tree, I spent a total of $96.96. If you want my take on it, I feel like I ate like a king. It came out to be just under $11 a meal, and that's actually a lot more than my normal grocery budget. On the other hand, I do have plenty of leftovers and ingredients that I can continue using, and you can spend way over $100 on a really fancy dinner for two at a nice restaurant.
Just thought about something, bro. He just went to Dollar Tree and spent damn near $100. Yeah, I need you. I like this video. This is a good video, but yeah, I need you to do actual dollar stuff. I seen this one dude on TikTok, and he be feeding his whole family off the Dollar Tree, and he be getting like the dollar menus. I mean the dollar items and shit like that. Yo, he should do. You know what you should do, bro? You should do the 99-cent store. I know they ain't got no. Well, shit, in this economy, that shit probably not 99 cents no more either. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen a 99-cent store in a minute. Do they still make them? Or are they out of business?
If you want to try any of these foods, I'd say shrimp, salmon, go for it. Steak, it won't kill you, but you also won't be missing out if you don't have it. All right, that's it for this episode. Let me know in the comments where you think I should eat from exclusively next.
99-cent store. Hey, I respect. This is a good video, man. Shout out to him. In the comments down below, you know what I want to know from y'all? Where do you shop at? Or where does your parents shop at? Do they go to Publix, Walmart, Winn-Dixie, was it Kroger? What's another one niggas shop at? Sedano's, Rose, Winn-Dixie. Did I say that already? Target. If you grocery shop at Target, you rich as shit. I'm sorry. Something's wrong with you. Aldi. Shout out to Aldi. I fuck with Aldi. When I first moved to Florida, bro, I never forget, bro. That was Food Line. I fucked with Food Line so hard. I don't even think they in business no more. Or maybe they changed into something else. But like Food Line, I used to fuck with that store. I know I'm missing something else. There's so many grocery stores out there. Shout out to the local grocery store, to the family-owned grocery stores too. You know they be having some shit now. Smash the like button. Shout out to the bodegas. Niggas be grocery shopping at the bodegas too. You feel? Oh, nigga, that's what he should do. That's probably too easy though. Smash the like button and link to the video will be in the top of the description once again, man. I hope you guys enjoy. We out. No cap.
I know if I'm wasting my time. I know if you ain't crossing the line. I know if push gonna shove when shit hit the fan, you gon' stand on the dime. I don't see much why I don't post. Every now and then I'm always gon' ghost. If I'm sick and you fake like tofu, I'm hot like fire, come close my roast. I know you a bitch. I know you a op. I know you a fool.